text it in.
You gotta make you should just make a calendar.
Yeah.
Well,
Our puppies.
That's our puppy.
yeah, that's a winner. Can't lose with that.
They're always up there, and then sometimes Daisy's have her arm around. It's just, it's really funny, it's very cute.
Litter mates are so fun. I had kitties that were litter mates.
Another one.
Oh.
They're really
So you
cute.
need to take them to get them.
You're an angel. You're a being of light. You're an angel. And I know that I'm right. You're an angel, bringing love to everyone, and it's yours to give. And in the giving comes the fun. You're an angel. You're a being of light. You're an angel. And I know that I'm right. You're an angel, bringing love to everyone, and it's yours to give. And in the giving comes the fun. We are angels. We are beings of light. We are angels. And I know that we're right. We are angels, bringing love to everyone, and it's ours to give. And in the giving comes the fun. I'm an angel. I'm a being of light. I'm an angel. And I know that I'm right. I'm an angel, bringing love to everyone, and it's mine to give. And in the giving comes the fun. You're an angel.
Okay, this is a Heart Dream original, and it's called Got Love Deeper Than the Ocean.
Got love deeper than the ocean. This love fills me with devotion. Our love will set the world in motion. Got love deeper than the ocean. Got love. Got love. Got love. Got love deeper than the ocean. Got peace higher than the redwood. This peace fills me with divine good. Our peace will spread through the neighborhood. Got peace higher than the redwood. Got peace. Got peace. Got peace. Got peace higher than the redwood. Got light brighter than the sunshine. This light fills up my heart and mind. Our light will warm all of humankind. Got light brighter than the sunshine. Got light. Got light. Got light. Got light brighter than the sunshine. Got peace higher than the redwood. Got love deeper than the ocean.
Thank you. We'll be opening our service this morning with I Trust in God, and you have lyrics for that in your bulletin, so please stand and join us singing. I'm thankful, so grateful
so grateful. I am one with the Spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God.
Now I surrender.
Surrender. I surrender. I surrender. I am one with the Spirit all around me. I surrender. I surrender. I trust in God.
Let's do that one again, too.
I'm thankful. I surrender. I surrender. I am one with the Spirit all around me. I surrender. I surrender. I trust in God.
Back to I'm thankful. One time.
I'm thankful, so grateful. I am one with the Spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. On this chilly, beautiful fall Pacific Northwest morning, it's back, it's back, it's back. Okay, let's light the Christ candle. We affirm the oneness of all beings in the cosmos as we each manifest in our own unique and beautiful way to be on purpose to Spirit's calling. We acknowledge the interconnectedness and interbeing of all creation and commit to living and acting in harmony with this oneness, in all ways, reverently loving Mother Earth and the web of all existence. We commit to living sustainably and healthfully in all ways, growing in our consciousness of care and showing up respectful to Earth and to all beings. Both personally and as a community, we say yes, yes, yes to the vibrancy of the planet and the evolving good of all creation. We express God in all our loving actions for the earth, for all people, and for ourselves. We express this love as the Christ. And we light this Christ candle as a visible reminder of the presence of love that we are. And again, good morning. My name is Marie Bailey. I'm your podium assistant today, and welcome everybody to Unity of Bellingham. Today we have our music ministry. Everybody, the band is back together. We have Marcia, Kate, and Deborah here together. Yay, right? And our special guests are Heart Dream with Mirabai and Steve Banks. So, yeah. Okay. Our mission statement: we are a joyful, evolving, spiritual community committed to spiritual practices, compassionate service, and living on purpose, right? Living on purpose, that's, hey. And as a joyful, loving, and spiritually conscious community, Unity of Bellingham celebrates the uniqueness of everyone, recognizing and welcoming each person as a beautiful expression of the One. Being inclusive and non-discriminatory, we acknowledge the divine presence in all life and honor their positive presence, blessing, and contribution to the world. Let's just take a few moments now to turn and say hello to our folks at home. Hi, everybody. And say hi to each other. Take a couple moments here. And I neglected to ask if there were any newcomers here. Anybody new? Oh, hi, good morning. I'm so sorry. I should have put that first so that we could come and greet you and say hello. I'm so sorry. But anyway, hi, and we'll be ready to get you after service, right? And hopefully we'll get you a welcome packet as well. So. Lovely. Welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. As we settle back into our space now, feel the spirit of love move through you as we just take a moment to breathe in and to gently release. And please join me in saying the 5 principles. And I invite you to take a beat between each one to let each one soak in a little bit. God is good and present in all things. The holiness of God is my own true nature. I am creating my experiences by how I think, feel, and believe. My thinking is guided by my daily affirmative prayers and affirmative actions. I follow and am sustained by these values in every way, every day, and so it is.
When I'm quiet in prayer, I open my heart. I open my heart. When I'm quiet in prayer, I open my heart. Hallelujah. When
And now, as we move into our time of reflection and meditation, if there's anyone or anything who could use prayer support, please bring them into your consciousness now. And feel free to speak their name out loud. And hold them in your heart as I read this prayer by Ernest Holmes. Today, I do affirm that I am divinely guided. There is that within which knows what to do and how to do it. And it compels me to act on what it knows. Today, I do affirm that I am divinely guided. There is that within which knows what to do and exactly how to do it. And it compels me to act on what it knows. And now, as we settle in for meditation, I invite you to close your eyes and begin to quiet your mind. Be still. Let go of all thoughts, worry, and tension. Relax. Trust. Let go. Take a deep breath in and exhale with a deep and audible sigh. Take another breath in and let go even more. Feel a sense of peace and contentment beginning to well in your heart now. Now draw your attention to your breath and simply observe the breath as it moves in and out of the body. And with every exhalation, feel yourself relax even more. And now feel the breath becoming more quiet, more still, until it's almost impossible to detect. And now draw your attention to the face. And on your next exhalation, allow all expression to drop from the face. Release the tiny muscles around the eyes and around the mouth, allowing the cheeks to slide down toward the floor. Feel the jaw relax and soften. Feel the tongue resting gently in the mouth. Feel the neck softening and easing. Rest the eyes back in their sockets. Feel the scalp resting gently on the skull. Simply be available to the entire range of sensations in the face and the head. feeling more, thinking less. Now bring your body into awareness and recognize your body has been a trusted vehicle, creating many contributions and accomplishments to the best of its ability. Now, for these few moments, it's time for the body to rest deeply. Feel the breath gently moving in, through, and out of the body. You've arrived in the sacred moment, beyond thought, beyond time, beyond identity. Feel the space around you begin to soften. Feel the energy beneath you begin to hold you. Feel the field within you begin to awaken. Let go of the fear of what's ahead and let yourself drop into this presence, into this now, into this infinite field of divine intelligence that knows exactly what you need, even before you ask. Now bring your awareness to your heart space and imagine a soft light there. Golden, warm, eternal. With every breath, feel that light begin to expand. Let it move beyond your chest, into your shoulders, down your arms, into your fingertips. Let it flow up into your throat, your face, your mind, dissolving tension, dissolving noise, dissolving doubt. This light is not separate from you. This is you, the true you. The energetic you that exists before words, before the story, before the pain. And now feel that light continue outward, moving beyond your body into the space around you, becoming a field, a frequency, a vibration that speaks directly to the universe. And it says simply, I am ready. I am open. I am held. And gently allow yourself to receive these words. Today I do affirm that I am divinely guided. There is that within which knows what to do and exactly how to do it. And it compels me to act on what it knows. And remember, you are not here to fix yourself. You are here to remember that you were never broken. Now gently coming back to the room. Feel your body resting in the chair. And when you're ready, softly open your eyes and let the room lovingly come to you. And for a few moments, feel the mind held in a quiet, meditative state.
This is a song called Love is God's Sacred Vow, and it was written during the pandemic when things were pretty grim, and remembering who we are and why we came here.
Walk ye right in from the dark and step into the light. Leave all your cares and worries there. We are one in God's eye. In our
Heart, God's love resounds. In our soul, God's joy abounds.
let love flow
In flow out flow in. Love is God's sacred vow. Release your mind into God and merge into knowing why.
I am
You and you are me, free by grace, we will fly. In our heart, God's love resounds. In our soul, God's joy abounds.
let love flow
In flow out flow in. Love is God's sacred vow.
as we walk the winding path beyond what we may know. We will trust our hearts to reap the love we know. In our
Heart, God's love resounds. In our soul, God's joy abounds.
let love flow
In flow out flow in. Love is God's sacred vow.
Love is
God's sacred vow.
Love is God's sacred vow, or love is God as a sacred vow. Which way? Marie does this meditation where she tells my face to melt, and I'm still trying to put it back into play. It's really beautiful. Thanks. Yeah. In unity and in the spiritual world, as you know, things you've read and things you know, there's a lot of discussion of this concept we call consciousness. there's been an evolution in unity, in my humble opinion, and as I see it, in sort of our language. But it's 2025, and I want to explore with you as a lead into a couple things, this idea of consciousness. And you think about how often when we talk and we say, well, it's really the change needs to happen in consciousness. And I see sometimes when we make a change in the world because we've made it a law or we've made it a precept or we've put a structure into place. But if the consciousness has not emerged and evolved, then the physical structure isn't very strong. And the physical thing can break down if the consciousness behind it isn't a firm foundation. What's interesting is in this world of, we think of consciousness, and now this is a very simplified thing I'm going to share, because good gosh, you could go down the rabbit hole on this stuff. But there's one way of consciousness where we think in terms of, I'm an individual, and I've got mine, and you're an individual, and you've got yours. And in this framework, there's a sense that where does consciousness come from? Well, maybe it comes from my physicality. That somehow it's in my heart or my brain or my neurological system. Somehow there is that of a human that produces consciousness. So I have consciousness and you have consciousness, but I got mine and you got yours because your body's making yours and my body's making mine, and we can talk about it. But if my consciousness is different than your consciousness, what's wrong with you, man? Don't you see? And then we can argue about it and we can separate ourselves because of it. And we can say, that there is a sense where and then there's a divine consciousness perhaps, but it's separate. And I'm separate, and you're separate. And it's all this separateness. And this leads into this sense of where we get, I'm right, you're wrong, it's good, it's bad, you're this. I always love to look at these Pew Research things. There was one I saw, and if you ask people who believe in some kind of deity, and they asked people, I said, people who might believe in this sort of heaven-hell dualism, do you believe in that you're going to heaven? And it's almost unanimous. Everybody goes, oh, I am. Everybody. It's almost unanimous. Do you believe your neighbor's going to heaven? Well, And then things get real wishy. Well, they are a good person. I don't know, maybe. It's this me versus you, I versus them, this separateness, consciousness. And what's interesting, I find, about consciousness, that our consciousness about what we think consciousness is changes how we act. Literally, the way we think our consciousness changes how we show up in consciousness. Let me show you. The other side of this discussion might look something more like this. There's one consciousness, capital C. There's a divine consciousness. And through and because and with that consciousness, everything in the material world has manifested. And each one of us is an individualized expression of that one, of the one. And certainly there's some kind of physicality. Certainly I show up as a being in a, if you want to say this, physical form. And somehow being a human being, being in this form, means that the consciousness I can express as a human consciousness. But the consciousness the bobcat expresses, or the songbird expresses, or the black squirrel expresses, or the owl expresses, or the deer or the fir, or the you talk about the redwood tree. I love that in the song, or the cedar tree. It all has a consciousness expressing at the point of what it is in its own species. It can express as a cedar tree. It's consciousness. And in some ways, it's not that it's their consciousness or my consciousness or your consciousness or the animal's consciousness. It's just consciousness showing up at the point of you, at the point of each of us. And when we sit in that sense of it all of a sudden when we're feeling like, well, you see it different than me. Instead of me going, well, I got mine, you get yours, it's like, but we're in this field of one. I'm really curious how this is. It's puzzling to me. Because we're in the field of one consciousness. And surely with each individual, we have a path of maturation. We have a path of potential growth. But it's not that we're so separate, not separate. We're just trying to understand and work it out in this field of consciousness. So, and when you see it that way, all of a sudden we see each other in a very different light. You're expressing this, you're an expression of the divine in your way, based on your experience, your understanding, your thoughts, your feelings, what's happened to you. And then I get really curious about the one consciousness expressing in a way that's fascinating and different, and just what's going on here? This is really interesting. We sit in an energy of wanting to deepen our understanding, our compassion, our empathy, our curiosity about each other. We get into this oneness field. We know we're in the oneness field, and so we show up different. The way we understand consciousness changes our consciousness. It expands our consciousness. Jesus of Nazareth, our way shower, our master teacher, did a sermon, and we call it the Sermon on the Mount. It's like his keystone thing. I always love, they go, oh, in some of these schools, we're going to put something spiritual, so we're going to put the 10 Commandments. Well, that's good, I suppose, yeah. But why don't we put the Sermon on the Mount? Wouldn't that be cool? I'm not suggesting we put the Sermon on the Mount in all the public schools, but it's interesting that that doesn't get suggested. And I think it's because we read the Sermon on the Mount, I think maybe we read it and we go, huh? Do not kill is a lot easier than blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, you shall be filled. What? What's that? What if, and these things were Jesus, who spoke Aramaic, were written down in Greek and then translated to English, or maybe through Latin and English. there's a long history here. And we've talked about this as much. If you can go back into the Aramaic, if you can go back and to try to get an essence of what was really going on with the master teacher, Jesus, who taught these things. If I could change righteousness into maybe wholeness, how blessed are those who hunger and thirst for wholeness. You'll be filled when you hunger and thirst for it. In the Aramaic, if you go back, one translation might be this: how ripe you are, how integrated you are, When you create a foundation for peace, and you look at all the warring aspects, and you find a way to integrate them. You find a way to integrate. And then, not so much you will be fulfilled. Everything you need to accomplish this becomes available to you. What was the Ernest Holmes things? It was so beautiful. Like, you have something you need to do, and everything you need, you will be able to do it. Right? I paraphrased Ernest Holmes. Everything that you need, everything that's possible, you will find a way to integrate. I love this it's not your normal yin-yang, but it's this kind of integration, holistic, that both and. We've done recently, if you were here last month, we looked at the winter, the spring, the summer, the fall, energies, the spiritualities, and how we bring them all together into a holistic whole. The dark, the negative, the positive, the creative, the transformational. All these aspects come online for us, all at the same time. And what's cool about being a human is somehow we can take all these various and different kind of energies, and instead of seeing them as warring with each other and opposites, and how can all this be true at the same time, we find a way to integrate. This is what these beautiful symbols tell us. Integrate the energies. Integrate the energies. I'll say it again. How blessed are those who hunger and thirst for wholeness. They shall be filled. Or a different, longer translation. How integrated you are when you make a foundation for peace, in which you can find all the warring aspects. Where? In yourself, or in the community, or in the greater world, or in all the warring aspects of all that's out there. And there is some warring aspects out there. How integrated you are when you find a foundation for peace, to take all these warring aspects and realize that they're all part of the one. And then when we want to integrate them, bring peace to them, it's a foundation of peace. When we want to bring peace to them, trust that everything you need to make that happen, everything is available to us should we affirm it, claim it, search for it, pray for it, be open to it. Everything we need is available to us. But it's not available to us, because why would it be if we're over here going, well, you're you and I'm me, and we're I'm right and you're wrong, and sorry, dude. Sorry, there's a lot of that going on. Am I right? And how often do we talk? This consciousness, this ability of the human person to be in the consciousness that gets out of the us and them, the win, the lose, the right, the wrong, and rises above to be servant consciousness. There's how you get out of right and wrong. This is what the gospel says. Our path out of the right and wrong is show up in love. Your song. Show up in love. Show up in service. And then even the higher level, the level of the master, the level of the Jesus, not only do we serve, but we reach the level where we recognize the oneness and all these things and integrate it into our life, into our culture, into all things. And we're in this place of peace with that. And that's not Pollyanna, and that's not naivete. The masters don't always fare so well. Ask Jesus. But in the end, rising above it. Yeah. Unwilling to do anything but integrate and bring in the whole, to bring it into harmony. In one of the things we've done this month as sort of a theme is we end the month, which will be in 2 weeks, with a celebration we do here. We take it from the Americas. They do this celebration around the Americas called Dia de los Muertos. It's the Day of the Dead. You see it a lot in Mexico and South America and Central America. And one of the ways we've integrated that tradition here and sort of adopted it for ourselves, it's been a day where we celebrate not only people in our lives, but I'm saying it can be a day to celebrate our ancestors. Any ancestor. And the way we do it is we set up what they call in Spanish an ofrenda, which is kind of like an altar and offering place. And we put up some boxes, and Deborah's helped set this up the last few years, lights and the sugar skulls and all the things we know in the Americas. But one thing you can do, and I'm suggesting to do it, is you can bring a picture that day. This is in 2 Sundays. And it'll be just kind of simple, lots of music, contemplative, quiet, or service. And bring a picture of somebody who has been an inspiration in your life, a person who has integrated and found a way that brought wholeness and saw the importance of each person being a part of this whole community, sacred, every single one, and not only every single person, but all of nature sacred in this oneness, this wholeness, this consciousness of unitive consciousness of the one, the non-dual consciousness of the one. That's what we're looking for. And so last week, and I'm going to bring a picture of her in 2 weeks, we talked about Frances Perkins and what she did. And everyone here who has or going to have Social Security, thank you, Frances Perkins. And we talked a lot about her. An ancestor for me, a beautiful person who saw the dignity and the importance of every single person, every worker in America, all the people coming together. I will bring a picture of her for the ofrenda next week. Oh, and I want to tell you about someone else. And I love to talk about people who maybe people haven't heard of. How many of you have heard about Aldo Leopold? Raise your hand. Oh, one. Okay, yeah. I love it when I find a new person. This is someone who's really inspired me. I will bring Aldo Leopold's picture for the ofrenda in 2 weeks too. And this is why this ancestor is so critical for me, and I'll share and see if it works for you too. But very simply, he was a person in the wildlife management. This was in the 1930s, somewhere at the same time as the Unity founders were still working. And they had a notion that what was safe for the world was we had to manage, control, separate, fence, make sure, and anything that was wild. Oh my God, a wolf? No wolves, no predators. We can control the environment. We can control nature. We can put up fences and rules and laws. And anytime they saw anything that was wild or what they thought was a predator, he'd be out in the trucks, and they said that they could all jump out of the trucks, they'd be grabbing their guns, and they're just like, and one day they were out running, and they were in the woods, and they were doing wildlife management studies, and they saw a wolf, an elder wolf with cubs, and they all jumped out, and they pulled out their guns, and they started shooting, and all the wolves went down. And he walked up to this wolf, and he looked at the wolf, and the wolf looked up at him. And in its dying eyes, Aldo Leopold said, I paused and something came over me. And I saw a fierce green fire. And I read that many years ago, the fierce green fire. And it literally turned a switch on for me, his poetic language. And he said, when I saw in that dying wolf's eyes, that wolf consciousness, which is just part of the one, expressed as a wolf. Aldo Leopold said, I saw a perspective of the mountain and a perspective of the creeks, a perspective of the forest, a perspective of the land I said I loved in a way that was so deep and profound, I never understood the depth of the understanding that wolf had. And I killed it. You're a wolf and I'm over here. Doesn't work. And it changed his life. And he started working with the Forest Service in a whole nother way. And he changed from wildlife management, he started looking at different things, and he was leading people to do studies like, what if the wolves were still there? How would it change? Fast forward, we now know that when they introduced the predators back into the natural ecosystems, that creeks come back and mountains come back and animals come back and species come back, and there's a balance. And there's a beauty in the national parks they're doing. There's a beauty and integrity of the biotic systems that were lost when we thought we could manage them. Because we know how to separate things. Aldo Leopold, he didn't use these words, but I'll use these words. He came back into unitive consciousness and saw the importance of the integration of all. The integration of all and how to work all this back in. How integrated you are. How much we escape delusion when we hunger to make a foundation of peace, to bring the warring elements back together into one. And then we'll discover everything we needed to accomplish this has always been available to us. This is the words of Jesus. Everything we needed is available to us. Yeah. A fierce green fire. And Aldo Leopold, it's interesting, he wrote a book, and I'll recommend it to you. I know I got a copy somewhere. I want to wave it at you, but he moved at the end of his life to do this writing on this ethic. At the time when you were in the Forest Service, the Land Service, it was the greatest good for the greatest number for the longest time. This was a Gifford Pinchot, Teddy Roosevelt. This was the ethic. The greatest good for the greatest number for the greatest time. And if I'm trying to have cattle, the greatest good for me is to shoot the wolves. He said, this is something different. And he said, a thing is holy. A thing is whole. A thing, you can see the good in a thing when it preserves the integrity, the stability, and the beauty of the biotic environment. A thing is good. I will say a thing is in harmony when it preserves the integrity, the stability, and the beauty of the biotic environment, of the whole biosphere. If it's not doing that, it's out of harmony. I love this. Integrity, stability, and beauty. It's second Sunday, so it's Earth Care Sunday. And for those of you who are here, but if you're a newer, we try to make sure we see the me, the us, the all of it. Love to see, how do we preserve the integrity, stability, and beauty in our own biosphere, in our homes, in our lives, in our world, in our planet. A guiding post for integrity, bring it together, seeing the unity of consciousness. And I'll end on this. There's a bit of humility in all this. Like, how do I do it? Now, I know we talked about last week Francis Perkins. Like, none of us are probably going to get a job be the head of the Department of Labor and make that kind of change. It's not important. Some of these people who are really profound, we bring them up as metaphors. Simply as metaphors. These people were real, but they're also symbolic of the kinds of insights that they share with us that we might have in turn. Aldo Leopold, symbolic of saying, wait, maybe I need to have just a little bit more humility. Stop thinking I can control it all. And look into the eyes of the wolf. Look into the eyes of the thing I thought was wrong, bad, the other. And see the fierce green fire, to see the things that I couldn't see and they could see. How does that apply to my life? What might we each want to see, and whose eyes might we want to see it in? Person, non-person, animal, tree, situation. Can we see a fierce green fire in the eyes of another? Even in people we disagree with. Yikes. This fierce green fire of life, of openness, of a story to tell, of a perspective. I find this talk today to be very comforting to me. And a little bit it kind of pisses me off. I like stuff like that. Sometimes I feel like there's a truth in this if it's making me just a little uncomfortable. Sorry. I find it's true for me. And it's also so comforting. And it calls us to a deep humility, so we can see things we might not normally see. I'll read you a poem to end. And this is a little poem that Aldo Leopold wrote. There's a little weed. It's called a draba. Does anyone know this? I didn't know about it. A draba. I looked it up on the internet. Gets in your field. It's like, weed, little yellow flower. I think it might be a little thorny. It's just a simple weed that's out there. And Aldo Leopold says, if you're a person who hopes for spring and you have upturned eyes, you'll never see so small a thing as the draba weed. You just won't see it. But the one who despairs of spring with downturned eyes, you step on it, you don't even know it. Unknowingly, you step on the draba. But if you're willing to search for spring with your knees in the mud, then you find it. And you find it in abundance. Wow. Close your eyes, if you will, for a second. We'll end on this. I'm going to say this poem again. This call to oneness consciousness, to know that what you need to find, what's out there, we affirm what we seek is to be found. The world of separateness conscious can be pulled together into oneness if we have the humility to seek to find the source of our connectedness, to pull things together into the integrated whole that Jesus talked about, that field of integration, the field of oneness, and knowing that everything we need to bring that oneness about, it doesn't mean it's easy, but it means it's there. The one who hopes for spring with upturned eyes never sees so small a thing as the draba weed. And the one who despairs of spring with downcast eyes steps on it unknowingly. But the one who's willing to search for spring with your knees in the mud will find it. And you'll find it in abundance. Just hold that for a moment. few moments in the silence.
Yes, Frank, I found that talk comforting, and I'm also a little bit pissed off, I have to say. As the ushers come forward for our offering, we know abundance is our divine inheritance. Giving is our gift of love and appreciation. And we always appreciate your generosity and support of this ministry we are creating together. This includes each of you with us in person, as well as each of you at home and online. Thank you. So as you take your offering to your hearts, affirm quietly to yourself, I give freely and joyfully, for God is my source, and I have abundance in all areas of my life. And join me in saying our offertory blessing. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Yes.
From the still small voice, we hear whispers from heaven. The gateway of bliss through one spirit forever. Time is but a weed. It takes our soul for a ride. Take a leap of faith and let our heart be our guide. Every day's the same. We can always use free will. Dream together, become real. Time is but a wheel. It takes our soul for a ride. Take a leap of faith and let our heart be our guide. One heart flowing in the spirit of elation, one love growing in the breath of all creation. Time is but a wheel. It takes our soul for a ride. Take a leap of faith and let our heart be our guide. Take a leap of faith and let our heart be our guide.
Thank you, Helga. Wow, so much gratitude. It's really the season of gratitude, right? move it up to Thanksgiving, but especially for each one of you, for not only the financial offerings and the time and the energy and the insights. Thank you for bringing your consciousness. We're in this field of one, and this all represents a flow of consciousness that uplifts all of us, expands all of us, supports us all in integrating towards a full wholeness for a blessing to the world, for peace on our planet. So we bless these gifts. We bless them for unity of Bellingham, for unity worldwide, and we acknowledge that in so many beautiful ways, in our raising of consciousness, our opening of our hearts, it goes forward to bring peace on our planet, which is so critical. And so it is, and amen. So a couple things. I want to let you know what's coming up so you can plan. Next week is a lot of times on third Sunday, not always third, but sometimes I take a weekend off, if you can believe it. And we have a theme going on. So what I love, sometimes we have guest speakers, but I really like it when the guest speaker comes from here. Yeah, so sometimes when I call you, you go, oh no, Reverend Frank's on the phone. What? Maybe I should answer. Let it go to machine. But two people, Ed Loftus will get 30 minutes. 30 minutes, how about 10 minutes? And Sherry Humes, 10 minutes. And I've given them an outline. And it's along this theme. It's along this theme of ancestors who have given us a spiritual nugget that has expanded our heart. All of this, and then also think for yourself, because the next week is Dia de los Muertos, where we're going to put up our ofrenda. And we'd like each of you to come and bring a picture, if you want. Now, it's like, where's my pictures? Internet, print, that's where my pictures are. Remember you used to have to go to your photo albums? Now it's just, And then we'll have a chance to bring up someone who's really inspired you and put it on the ofrenda up front. Then the following week, 3 weeks from now, is the first Sunday, so it's our potluck. And that potluck is the November potluck, and we're going to have turkey. We're going to start, we're not going to wait to the end of the month. We're going to start the month with turkey. There's a sign up outside, and whatever the potluck is for the fixings. I think it's like cranberries, green bean casserole. That was one of them. Why green bean casserole? I love green bean casserole, but that's a tradition. I love that it's its own category. That's integrating, I tell you, especially if you're from the Midwest. And I suppose there's a category for something creative you want to bring. But anyhow, there's categories there, and people can sign up for that potluck. Also, by the way, the Interfaith of Whatcom County is doing its coat drive. And if you've ever seen it, they also are looking for volunteers to work the coat drive. If that's interested to you, see me or see Janae. And we were out there one time, and they set it up by the food bank. It's amazing how many people come with their families looking for coats. Already we've had someone come in and drop off a huge bag of coats that we've sent over. We only have 2 more weeks. So if you'd like to look through your closet and it's like, I've got plenty of coats I'm not using, really, really people do use those. And the line was huge, and we didn't have enough coats for everybody who wanted a winter coat. If you have children's coats too, they can be used. So feel free to bring your coats sometime during the week or next Sunday if there's anything you'd like to give away. We'll get it to Interfaith for the annual coat drive. And then there's, as you see, we still have our auction. There's this Sunday and next Sunday, but why wait till next Sunday? I give you absolute permission that if I have bid something, outbid me. I dare you, do it. Outbid Janae, she wants to, right? No? Yeah, she said yes, yeah. If John Logan bids, you have to outbid him, but push. It's important. That's not a time to be Mr. Nice Guy. This is important. Bid, it's part of the integration of the fun. Bid away, there's some fun stuff. Okay, do it, yeah. Was that a commitment? Okay. Earth Care team, you want to meet afterwards. Chaplain for today, I don't know if, it's going to be Helga. Thank you, Helga, for being chaplain. And one of the things before you start, what we forgot last week? October birthdays. Yeah, go back to the, give Marcia a minute. Anyone who's had an October birthday, we'd like to sing to you. Will you please come up? I think Larry, we have one I know of. Who else? October birthdays. My niece. What? Yeah, George, Larry and George. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we waited for you. Yep. Anyone else? Oh, Jay Scott. Are you
Scott.
October as well? Jay Scott. All right, yeah. Anyone else? Is that it?
Is that it?
Oh, we have cake. Perfect. Okay.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friends. Happy birthday to you. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you. You are wonderful. God is blessing you now.
Okay. Please stand and join us singing Go Out and Shine.
Go out and shine your light. You know the time is right. You gotta go out and shine your light. Go out and shine. Go out and shine. Again. Go out and shine your light. You know the time is right. You gotta go out and shine your light. Go out and shine. Go out and shine. Here we go. Step out and take a chance. Walk the talk, join the dance. Relax, enjoy the ride. Let kindness be your guide. You gotta go out and shine your light. You know the time is right. You gotta go out and shine your light. Go out and shine. Go out and shine. One voice, one hand, one heart. Wanna change, make a start. We're one big family. What's good for you is good for me. Come on, and here we go. Go out and shine your light. You know the time is right. You gotta go out and shine your light. Go out and shine. Go out and shine. Go out and shine. Go out and shine.
All right. Go out and shine. As we complete our service today, please join in saying our prayer for protection, and we include everyone everywhere. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God washes over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Yay. And we are going
We're going to finish off with the peace song.
the peace song.
So
All righty.
grab a hand.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace